Hold up. This is a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen Toy Story 4 yet, I would recommend that you do not watch this video, unfortunately. I would love you to watch my videos, but go see the movie first, then watch this video, okay? If you are still interested in my thoughts on Toy Story 4, I have a non-spoiler review up on my channel, so go check it out there. So I will be honest, I did see this movie twice, and after the first time I watched it, it was like a 10 o'clock at night viewing, and there were a lot of things in the movie that I was like, oh, this was like really disappointing, or I just, was bothered by them more. And after the second time I watched it, I enjoyed everything else a lot more. Some of those things still stuck around, and I'll get into those more later in the video. So first off with Forky, I just loved everything about Forky, how he was made. I thought that was really creative. How, Bonnie was able to have to go to class, and she was able to construct a brand new toy out of nothing. I thought it was creative, showing her creativity. See that? Creative times two. I also really like Buzz in this movie. Tim Allen is a hilarious guy. Unfortunately, I thought he was a little bit underutilized in this movie. He was kind of chasing after Woody most of the movie, and he stumbles across Key and Peele's character, and I thought that was like a highlight of the movie as well. But I also thought he is kind of comparable to Woody, as in they're both leaders of their group of toys. And I thought that their friendship is something that has carried this franchise together. And because they're kind of moving in this movie towards a Bo Peep and Woody kind of back and forth, Buzz kind of gets put to the side a little bit. And I thought that was kind of a bummer, but whatever. You get the movie that you get. I also thought overall the carnival as a location where most of this movie happens, I thought it was a great location. I thought that there were so many creative things that they did, like how they transported themselves around through this robotic skunk. I thought that was funny. Or just some of the other toys you come across that, aren't necessarily going to be in the rest of the movie, but like Carl Withers and being the little G.I. Joe type guys are like, hut, 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 hut. I thought they were hilarious. That was fun. Now, unfortunately with this movie, it kind of does a little bit what Hollywood tends to do, or Disney doesn't usually tend to do, but Hollywood does, is they make things that should be black and white, or kids movies that are usually black and white, they kind of make it gray or muddy, where it's kind of hard to see what's right and what's wrong. And I don't think that it necessarily needs to be that way, but I'll get into 3 ways that I think that they could have cleared up a lot of this movie and made this movie from being great to really, really great or really awesome. So the 3 areas that I thought that the story was a little bit cloudy and could have been a lot better was 1 with Woody's conclusion, kind of his send-off, 2 with Bo Peep and just her overall character, and then also with the main antagonist of the movie, Gabby. So the first area that I thought that they made it a little bit too gray, that it should have been better, was how they kind of did the send-off for Woody. And so the movie starts off and Woody is being played with less and less by Bonnie, and he's kind of feeling excluded, and he's not necessarily going, full envious like he did in the first Toy Story movie when Buzz Lightyear showed up, but he's a lot more of a father figure. He's chasing after Forky, who's trying to run away because he thinks he's trash, which is hilarious. But by the end of the movie, he kind of abandons that and decides to leave Bonnie behind and go with Bo Peep and kind of live their life on their own. And I thought that was a little bit too gray. His mission is more to serve the toys around him. And I thought that it was kind of weird that they would change that and make Woody want to do something less sacrificial and decide to explore the world with Bo Peep. I just thought that didn't necessarily make sense for his character or just for good moral decisions. I understand that we're all in a free world and we should have the ability as individuals to chase whatever we want and have the ability to pursue happiness. But I thought as far as a kids movie goes, you're trying to teach them upstanding values and kind of making the selfish decision to do something that you want to do instead of doing the sacrificial thing or helping out someone else in need when you're obviously a great leader. I just thought that was kind of a murky way for them to send him off that could have been fixed. I thought that they really could have emphasized the fact that he would bring all these other kids more joy instead of it just being a decision oh, I want to see the world instead of being stuck in Bonnie's closet. It felt like how they emphasized him moving on to being with Bo Peep and being a lost toy. it just felt a little bit less about the kids or like kids like Bonnie and more about like, oh, this is a decision for me. And I thought that was just like one way that they could have cleared it up a little bit. So overall, I did like Bo Peep's character. You know, they did rebrand her as sort of an action hero, which was kind of a little weird, you know, from what we've seen Bo Peep being, but I didn't hate what they did with her. I really liked how they introduced her and how she was being given away and that kind of goodbye that she had to have with Woody. I thought that was really sad and impactful. And I also really liked when they reintroduced her at the carnival and how, you know, Woody sees her lamp in the window and like has like hope that she's there. And then when they're reunited, I thought that part was really great. But there were some scenes in the movie where she does know the carnival really well and the location because she's been there for so long. And there are some parts where Woody is trying to save Forky and she's like, no, I have a plan. And then she kind of gets a little bit bossy. She literally tells Woody to like sit back and shut up. And I was like, this is really weird. Like it makes me uncomfortable because we already love Woody. Like Woody is an upstanding guy. And especially in this movie, he has very few character flaws. His character flaw is like caring too much. Like not even a character flaw. I get it. Like you can't be careless and get people like in danger, but I just thought that how they painted Bo Peep in that situation, it just came off as like being really rude and unlikable, unfortunately. I didn't really enjoy seeing that part of that character. And since they transitioned her into more of this action hero, I felt like they took that light a little bit away from Buzz Lightyear because he's usually that, you know, character. And I do love Buzz Lightyear more than Bo Peep because we've seen more of him and he's been more of a, you know, well-rounded character. It would have also been a way better move to emphasize the romance between Woody and Bo Peep to show a little bit more tenderness between them and more of a connection as they're reunited and as they're going through all these trials of trying to get Forky back. I thought that it would have just made it all better. So my third complaint of this movie that was kind of gray for me was the character Gabby, who's the main antagonist of the movie. I thought that her character was actually really, really good. She was really intimidating and like really creepy from the start. And I thought that it was a really well thought out character. But it was also really clear that she was evil because of all the ways that she was trying to steal, you know, Woody's voice box and how she like kind of encroached on him with these evil puppets that looked really creepy. And it was just like really clear that she was 100% evil, although she has like a motivation. It's like, although people are evil, obviously they're doing it for some reason. But, you know, at the end of the movie, they kind of make this transition where Woody sacrifices his voice box and gives it to her in order to get Forky back. And from that point on, they kind of make her into a good guy or like, oh, now she has what she wants. Like, she doesn't have to be evil anymore. And I just felt like that was really disingenuous because she literally tried to rip it out of his body. That's not right. That shouldn't be something that's just swept under the rug. Like, I would understand if in the situation Woody was merciful to her and decided to just give her his voice box and was like showed kindness in that way. But that's just not really how it went. He was like reluctant to give it to her until he got Forky back and he was like, fine, I'll give it to you if you give me Forky. But it just didn't really feel fulfilling when she got what she wanted and she's the evil person. I just like didn't make sense. So just because, you know, she has like a motivation for what she wants, it just doesn't feel right when she gets what she wants and then she becomes like good after that. I thought that they could have either like given Gabby her due justice and like not given her a happy ending because honestly I don't think that she deserved it at all. You know, she was trying to rip Woody apart. I repeat, she was trying to rip Woody apart. When she kind of gets this happy ending of like, you know, finding someone that loves her, I was like, do we really want, like, as we're writing a movie, do we really want to emphasize that, you know, just because you're, you know, willing to do something that, like, the ends justify the means? You know, I just didn't think that that was, like, a great way to paint the character, although I think that they could have fixed it with that one aspect of mercy. I think that they could have fixed it. So, yeah, those were just the three areas where I was like, they kind of make this gray when it could be black and white. Like, this is a kid's movie. There is right and wrong out in the world. I think that most people can agree there's right and wrong. So I did actually really enjoy the movie, though. You know, despite the three aspects that I talked about, I did really enjoy it. Even though parts of those aspects I did like, they could have finely tuned it a little bit better. It could have moved it to like a 9.5 or a 10 for me. It could have been so much better. But those are my thoughts on the movie, my spoiler thoughts. Share this video, tell people about it. If you've seen the movie and you have any concerns like I do, comment below, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, click the notification button, see all the new videos that I'm about to release, because I do release them quite often. But check in next time, and I'll see you guys later.